We are on a roll, folks. Hey everyone, it's Kay. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I wanted to show you guys what I've been reading during quarantine, and I've also just discovered the stay-at-home reading challenge. And it's originally for Reading Rush, but since I, missed it, I decided I would combine those two to give you guys this video. So without further ado, let's get started. So the majority of these books I'm talking about are actually in the March wrap-up April to be read video, which I will link below. So the first question on the stay-at-home reading tag is, how is your reading going while staying at home? So my reading is going better than normal actually, because while at college it's kind of hard to focus on a book when there are so many other things to be doing, and while at home I don't really have as much going on, so it's easier to curl up with my book and just read. So I am appreciative for that during quarantine. Where have you been reading at home? So I've been alternating between my little chair in my room and the living room, and occasionally the kitchen table. They are just where I feel homey. It's wherever I feel in the moment. I think out of the three, the place I've been most is the living room, because it's easy to just, in my room there's so many distractions. In the living room there are less. I can just put in headphones and be good to go. The best book you've read during isolation, I have to go with Supernova by Marissa Meyer. This has become one of my favorite conclusions to a trilogy. It is very high stakes, high pace, and the characters are to die for. So yeah, read the Renegades trilogy. Next question, what is your favorite feel-good book? So I actually don't have just one feel-good book. Normally, whatever book I'm reading in the moment is either already made me very happy, or it is from a series I've been reading for a while, so I already love it. So I can't say I have just one feel-good book. It's normally whatever book I'm reading in the moment. What is a book you wish you could buy or borrow from the library? So I have been buying books sparingly that I really cannot wait to read. However, the book I really want from the library is A Question of Holmes, and it is the fourth and final, I believe, installment of the Sherlock Holmes series, which is about the descendants of Sherlock Holmes and John Watson and their best friends turned lovers, detective solving duo, and it is very fun to read about. And I don't have the series actually. I've been doing it from the library for the entire time, so I really want to read the final installment, but sadly the libraries are closed. An author you want to shout out during this time? Honestly, every single author whose books have been published during quarantine and haven't gotten the recognition they deserved, kudos to you. And finally, Reading Rush TBR. So again, I missed Reading Rush. It was last week, and it was 4 books in 4 days, and you have these challenges to complete, and they actually sound really cute, so I want to still do the challenges without it being for Reading Rush, so let's do it. Challenge 1. Read a book with the house on the cover. So for this challenge, I chose Chain of Gold because the London Institute is in the background, and if it's not the London Institute, then it's the Lightwood / Blackthorn Manor, and it's a home. So I'm counting Chain of Gold. And if you want to learn more about Chain of Gold, then you can go to my March wrap-up video, which is going to be linked in the comments. Challenge 2, read a book in the same room the whole time. So I've kind of accomplished this because I've only been reading books in 3 rooms of my house, as mentioned earlier, my room, the living room, and the kitchen. So I kind of completed that. Go me. Challenge 3, a book set somewhere you wish you could go. So I kind of interpreted this challenge as my own. I picked 2 books, one where I wish I could go, like fictional, fantasy, time travel, and the second is where I wish I could go in modern time. So for the anywhere I could go, I chose Stalking Jack the Ripper because it's set in Victorian era London, which is my favorite time period and one of my favorite places to be. So I wanted to go there. So not necessarily during the Jack the Ripper murders, but you know what? It's fine. So Stalking Jack the Ripper is the first book in a young adult murder mystery series, and it takes place like different murders in the 1800s. This one is obviously about Jack the Ripper murders. And it's about a girl named Audrey Rose Wadsworth who is interested in pathology and science in a time when women weren't supposed to be. So she's kind of a social outcast, but she's also higher class. So she's an outcast, but not an outcast. And I love her, so I enjoyed reading this book just because of learning about her and everything, along with the whole plot of Jack the Ripper murders. And you meet a lot of interesting characters in this world, and I recommend it. So if you end up reading it or have read it, let me know what you think. And as for the other book, of Anywhere I Could Go, I want to go to Disney. Very badly. So I chose The Bridge to Neverland, which is the sequel to the Peter and the Starcatcher series, written by that author as well as the author of The Kingdom Keepers. And this is set modern day, and it's a middle grade book, but it was really enjoyable to read. And it's about these two kids who come across documents from the Peter and the Starcatchers and begin to connect that Peter Pan from Disney World is actually real and Neverland's a real place. And it takes them on this adventure. I honestly don't remember the entire plot line because I read this in like 8th grade, 7th grade. But it was really cute. If you want a feel-good Disney book, read this. And last but not least, a book that makes you smile. As mentioned earlier, a lot of books make me smile. They're my happiness. But for this book, I chose one of my favorites, which is Cress, which is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles. And again, I love Disney, so this was like a fictional book tangled between Thorn and Cress. They're practically Flynn and Rapunzel, and it's just so cute. It's such a good plot line, and the characters are so enjoyable, and you dive deeper into the characters you already know, and it's just, I love this book. It has a special place in my heart. So if you want to read this, get through the Lunar Chronicles, and you won't regret it. And that concludes my video. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned. Until next time, bye!